back to Health Tips, folks, or welcome to the channel if you're new. Today, we'll be talking about diabetes. Diabetes is a major health concern in the West, in large part due to its growing prevalence and to convenience diets becoming more and more problematic in their tendency to exacerbate the risk factors of diabetes and various long-term health problems. Despite this, education tends to gloss over this disease quickly as if it were to be treated no differently than influenza or measles. But there is a major difference. Diabetes is not a viral or bacterial disease, both of which are mainly treated via medical advice. It is a fundamental dysfunction of the body that can be caused and amplified by poor lifestyle choices. As such, it is critical that we do our best to understand it properly. But before we dive deep into this topic, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Health Tips for more health-related content. Now, let's give a brief overview of everything you need to know about type 2 diabetes. Do stay with us. Well, diabetes is a chronic medical condition caused by your body's inability to properly manage glucose levels due to problems processing insulin. In a healthy body, the pancreas produces insulin, then rations it out every time you eat. Insulin is a hormone whose key function is to simply move glucose into your cells. If your body develops a resistance to insulin, usually due to a poorly balanced diet, then it can become unable to utilize the hormone correctly. The pancreas will attempt to compensate by producing more, but overworking your pancreas will start a dangerous chain reaction that can eventually leave you unable to even produce insulin. When your body fails to react to insulin properly, or worse, to produce it, glucose stays in the bloodstream and never makes it to its intended destination. This allows your blood sugar to spike out of control and can lead to serious or even life-threatening complications. So you may ask, who can potentially develop diabetes? Well, anyone could potentially develop diabetes. This disorder is most common in those who have unhealthy diets and exercise patterns. More specifically, people who are overweight and are over the age of 40 are at a significantly increased risk for diabetes type 2. Those with family members who are diabetic are also considered to have an enhanced risk of developing diabetes later on in life. Type 1 diabetes is a bit different. This incredibly dangerous variant is usually genetic and tends to emerge around the fastest growth periods of a human lifespan, childhood, and adolescence. Type 1 diabetes requires immediate medical attention and usually insulin shots in order to manage properly, as it reflects an inability to produce insulin instead of an inability to process it. Symptoms of type 2 diabetes tend to appear gradually and can include excessive hunger and/or thirst, frequent urination, fatigue, and blurred vision. This is because the body is being forced to draw its energy from insufficient sources, like your muscles and organs, when it needs to be drawing from the glucose reserves that aren't properly accumulating in your cells. Unfortunately, diabetes will not stop at fatigue. Continued progress of the disorder without proper treatment can eventually lead to nerve damage, kidney disease, heart disease, eye problems, and even end in death if the complications are left untreated. While not ideal, you may not notice the symptoms until you develop numbness in the extremities, such as in the hands or feet. In a perfect world, you would go to get a checkup as soon as you start feeling inexplainable fatigue. If you already have a sense of numbness or tingling in the extremities, then odds are high that the disorder is already causing permanent damage. We always advise seeking immediate medical health if you notice prolonged numbness in any part of your body, because nerve damage of any kind can become irreversible fast due to the slow reproduction rate of nerve cells. So, what are the available treatments of type 2 diabetes? Well, whereas type 1 diabetes is typically unavoidable and permanent, type 2 diabetes can be prevented, managed properly, and, in rare cases, reversed. Note that type 2 diabetes can typically only be reversed in its earliest stages, so it's important to catch it early. In general, this involves checking your blood glucose regularly and shooting for a healthy range. Your primary healthcare provider can walk you through the process and tell you what range would be best for you to shoot for based on various factors. You achieve this healthy range primarily through lifestyle changes. The ultimate goal is to train your body to use insulin properly by eliminating all problem behaviors, especially in your dietary habits. It needs to be stressed that type 2 diabetes cannot be treated properly without these changes. If you see a medicine that claims it can cure diabetes without any lifestyle changes, it's a lie. Don't waste your money on it. A good analogy would be a burning house. Sure, you can crank up the air conditioner, turn the fans on, and keep bringing ice inside. But if you don't put out the fire, the house will burn down. It doesn't matter what you do to alleviate the symptoms if you don't solve the core problems. Eating foods rich in fiber and prioritizing healthy foods like fruits and vegetables will be the most significant changes for most patients. Managing your weight and heart health will be critical to successfully dealing with type 2 diabetes, even if it's not especially fun. You'll need to cut out fried foods, sweets, and refined carbs like white bread. Whole grains are a healthy alternative. This includes drinks like soda and energy drinks. Keep a special eye on any juices you buy. Rather than trust the labels, check the ingredients list and sugar content directly. Many products made with real fruit juice only include a very small amount of natural juice just so they can make that claim. Become well-versed on how to read nutrition facts properly. Marketing teams don't care if you wake up tomorrow and will maliciously put misleading information everywhere that they can get away with it. So you need to know how to read the legally required nutrition facts and ingredients lists. Eating regularly and stopping when you're full will both contribute to improvements. Eating regularly gives your pancreas a chance to pace itself for your benefit, and stopping when you're full ensures that you won't overload your organs with unnecessary work. Remember that you don't need to clean your plate. American restaurants in particular tend to provide far more food than your body actually needs per serving. It's up to you to ration that food out to your body properly and ask for a to-go box when you need one, because no one else is going to monitor your diet for you. Regular exercise will keep your heart healthy and will increase the chances that your body burns off some of the glucose in your bloodstream. Some light cardio every day is fine, as long as you're getting exercise regularly. In a perfect world, you would have time to jog for 30 minutes every morning, but any exercise you can get is better than none at all. We cannot stress enough how important it is to get regular medical checkups if you've been diagnosed with diabetes. Your doctor can personalize advice tailored to your individual situation and will be a critical resource for you to turn to. Checking your blood sugar as often as instructed is extremely important, since the symptoms can go under the radar until it's too late. Some people with type 2 diabetes may require a direct prescription of insulin. This is exclusive to patients whose bodies are failing to produce enough insulin for healthy daily activity. So if your doctor prescribes insulin, you should take it to mean that your situation is rather serious. Refusing to take prescriptions as directed can lead to repercussions that you will not get a chance to undo. All in all, type 2 diabetes is preventable if you maintain a healthy diet and exercise schedule. But if you're diagnosed with it, then you need to make immediate lifestyle changes. Even a diagnosis as pre-diabetic should be an eye-opener. Type 2 diabetes is unique in that it, unlike many other chronic conditions, is treated almost exclusively through lifestyle changes. It's typically caused by poor management of your health, and it can continue to get worse and worse if nothing changes. This is vastly different from something like influenza as an example. When you have the flu, it's going to have to run its course and you can only treat the symptoms. But diabetes can't be prevented with vaccinations and absolutely can get better and easier to live with through proper management. This is part of the reason that we feel it's so important to discuss this topic. In an era of pandemics and a sweeping presence of long-term medical problems, type 2 diabetes is something we can make a conscious effort to control. You can make it easier to live with, and you can fight the conditions at its source. If you or a loved one is living with or exhibiting symptoms of type 2 diabetes, then we recommend working with your local medical community earlier rather than later. Why wait when you could start getting better today? If you're interested to know more about the diet changes or diet ideas for type 2 diabetes, do check out our type 2 diabetes diet ideas you must try video for more informative and useful content. We hope you liked this video, and don't forget to subscribe to Health Tips for more health-related content like this. This has been Health Tips. Remember, as always, your health, your life, your priority.